not surprised that the mechanists aren't the saints they claim to be. No one in the city is. But at least they've done me the favor of recording the incriminating meeting they had with Sheriff Truart. That recording should let me exert a little pressure on Truart to find out who hired him to kill me. But I'll have to acquire it first. The mechanists put the recording in a safety deposit box earlier today, but since I have a copy of the key, I should be able to open it. It didn't take much to learn that the mechanists do all their banking with First City Bank and Trust, one of the wealthiest establishments in town, catering to the financial needs of the city's upper crust. The bank vault is a huge tower, and I'm sure the safety deposit boxes are inside. Once inside the bank, I'll visit the Hall of Records and do a little snooping to find out which box belongs to the mechanists. Then I'll need to find a way to get inside the vault itself, grab the recording, and get out. No doubt the bank is well protected by mechanist security machines, in addition to the usual guard contingent. Risky, but you know I've always wanted a good enough excuse to break into First City Bank and Trust. But I always thought I'd be taking the risk just for the money.
First City Bank and Trust. Difficulty hard. Break into the bank. It's a large building, so they can't put a guard at every possible entrance. You'll need to know the number of the deposit box the recording is in. Search for the information in the Hall of Records. Get inside the vault and steal the recording. Opening the vault will probably be difficult. Once you've got the recording, you are free to leave. Hey everyone! Alright, welcome back to some more Let's Play Thief 2: The Metal Age. Let's see, what do I remember about this mission before we get going? I feel like this is important because I want you guys to know, like, by this is important, I mean, I feel it is important for me to tell you guys what I remember about these missions, since I don't have a good memory of them. And I want you guys knowing what I know before I walk into them. I didn't do this for Thief Dark Project, and I know I'm going on a tangent, but I also think this is important to talk about. With Thief the Dark Project, I knew everything, like practically where every guard was, what their patrol route is, how long they pause when they break, where most of the treasure was. So it was, I could pull off that, like, some of it was surprising, or at least make it keep the secret stuff secret. Here, I'm not sure how accurate my memory of this is. And so I'm communicating this with you guys so you know what I'm thinking when I walk into areas. And also, I think this is going to explain why I'm taking much longer to do some of these missions than I was doing in Thief the Dark Project. The First City Bank and Trust, I remember that the entrance, an entrance to get into the bank is located on the roof. And it will drop us into a building where there is a guard patrolling like 2 floors down from us. I want to say there's 2 or 3 different levels to the bank. And it require us going back and forth to disable certain mechanist faces in order to access certain rooms. Guards are in very annoying places. There's one guard on a balcony who's guarding a very important door and not looking away from it, and it will be tricky for us to get him to move away. There are at least, I want to say, 3 mechanical guards. The giant ones, which we didn't really see in the last mission. And I think there's 2 or 3 small ones as well in the First City Bank and Trust. That's what I remember. Okay, and at the highest difficulty level, you can't kill anyone, but you can destroy the mechanist security machines. Well, I play on hard. Mostly because I must, as you know, to be able to defend myself against, I guess, physical opponents, people. Physical opponents? Machines are physical opponents too, Tim. Against living, the living, as well as the mechanical in this series. And the dead, apparently, have we been detected by the haunts in the last mission. But you guys know by now, we're going to try our best not to kill anybody. Since there's no restriction on the amount of people I can knock out, I will give myself a 3-person restriction. And that said, as you saw in the last mission, I would prefer to not knock out anyone, if it's possible. But we did knock out... Did we knock out 1 person? in the last mission? I can't remember if we did. Alright, anyway, so here we go. Our starting gear is decent for a bank. How about that? 3 scouting orbs, so I won't feel too compelled to buy another one of those. 3 flash bombs. Useful. I don't think these work on the mechanical guardians, but they work on people. 3 mines. Okay, we're going armed this time, and mines are very useful to help you destroy mechanical guards. I think a single mine will destroy a walker. When the well, they'll both walk. A single mine, I think, will destroy the giant ones. 5 rope arrows. I will not feel compelled to buy another one of those. I hate noisemakers, but we start with 3 of them. 11 moss, which is good because I'm expecting tile in this location. And 14 water arrows. Water arrows now have a new meaning for us, as we've seen in the last episode. We are likely to encounter less light sources that these can put out, given the times, but these are useful to eliminate the mechanical enemies that we will encounter if we can put the water arrows into their boilers. I think that the large mechanical guards require 2 water arrows, and I can't remember if they get suspicious if you put 1 into them. Fire arrows can be used to destroy the mechanical enemies that we will be encountering. I think it takes, however, I think it might take 3 or 4 fire arrows to destroy a large one. And we have 40 broadheads in case we want to fill one of them with arrows, which is not very effective. I don't think broadheads can even destroy them, if I recall correctly. What's for sale? We have a tip. We buy all tips. We have no healing potions that we're starting with. I must have at least one of those to start. There's actually not much for sale here, which is good. And, well, actually, there's much for sale, but not much variety. And we have almost everything that's already offered, with the exception of the healing potions. I think we'll grab one more healing potion, just in case. Another mine could be very useful for dealing with the large mechanical enemies, especially if I can get it over a spot where they're guaranteed to walk. We will take another mine. I think we'll grab 2 moss arrows, then we can grab 2 water arrows as well. Man, I really do wish I had another $1,000, but we didn't find it in the last mission. We might take a lot longer than normal for this mission, because I'm expecting there to be something like at least 2,000 worth of wealth in this mission, and I'm going to want every penny I can find. So, this is what we're going with. Let's go ahead and get going. The first thing we do is read the tip. G. Tried me a creek at First City. Bank and Trust, come 2 years back. More than I was scopped out for, to tell you that. Not my best of jobs. Had me a left little finger for that one. Trouble be, the place spends a full purse on the damn tile floors. Couldn't take a step back nor fort should I set an echo up to the roof. Had me a dram more of nerve, might have gone slow feet through and get by, or wait patient-like till the thugmen be past, but no, had me to go and raise a noise on that tile, and out they jump. No worry for you, mate, all your talents, but for me, well, get me a coin and prick your ears Samwise. Seems a fair trade. Zan. Good thing we bought a few extra moss arrows. I actually would have bought all of them. I remember this place filled with tile. Although, now that I'm beginning to dwell on this, that's probably the main entrance. Oh, no good idea of what the outside of where we are on the outside. But we are in the front. We have an wow, we actually have a map of the inside of this place. Hall of Statues. Hall of Records. We're probably going to need to access that, I'm guessing, for some reason. Plenty of guard rooms, so we're going to want to try to avoid those. Oh, but it's right near the vault. And a basement. Do we know what the basement... We don't know what the basement looks like. Normally I wouldn't try to open the front doors. But if we have to run outside from horrible enemies, you might as well open it up. And since it's pitch black here, we can stay here and take a quick peek inside. So there's no way we're getting in there through this way with it looks like at least 3 mechanical faces watching the entrance. That's tile there as well. Let's see if there might be a better way in. I thought I saw... We are probably not allowed to be here. Oh, that's really good information to know. Melee guards in this game can walk just as fast as ranged ones can. Small side passage in if we want to take it. I remember the roof being a better entrance. Well, Garrett's not near the roof. Let's head on in. This must be the basement that we're in currently. Yeah, we're not on the map. It feels way too quiet and empty down here. I feel like there should be a mechanical guard that we're going to hear any second.
Some people in this city are too rich for their own good. Lucky they have me to give them a hand.
I don't know if I really qualify a leftover gold candlestick down here in the storage of a basement in this First City Bank and Trust as really robbing the bank very much, Garrett. A single flare. You will see me move boxes most of the time to check if there isn't anything hidden under them. That text tells us that there are, indeed, mechanical enemies somewhere down here. Or, sorry, around. They're down that passage. Warning. Maintenance machines active in this area. Since we don't know if we have to be down here yet or not, we'll come back down here later. Doesn't sound like that's getting closer. But it does hint there's a guard on patrol on this floor. I remember having to race across that hall at some point. We are in the alcove down there. We know there's a guard who enters this... Well, we don't know, but I suspect there's a guard who enters this hallway. I want to wait and see where he comes from and where he goes. That looks like that's probably another alcove we can hide in. I do apologize for this, everyone, but I don't remember the patrol routes here very well at all. So he leaves from the door closest to us. I think that was the grand hallway we saw from the other side. I need to know if he walks out of that door again, or if he walks back from that door. I want to see? I guess that will work. If he does, that will hint that these areas are interconnected and we can follow him. And if he does not do so, well, that actually doesn't hint that the rooms are connected. We have a hallway that goes who knows where. I remember a spiral staircase now, which had a guard stationed at a landing somewhere. We're gonna wait here for the guard to walk through that door, and then we're going to... you know, there are other rooms off the room we were in prior that we didn't explore. Maybe we should do those before we commit to this. I'm going to actually do exactly that. staircase we're under at the moment. This must be the doorway we were at earlier. Or possibly leads to it. That would be that door there. And we're facing a door that leads into this room, whatever that room is. Well, that's very awkward for the beginning of this mission. I didn't think it would walk into that little area. That is a big one. I think it rounded the corner here and is paused currently. I'm gonna want to wait till that comes back in here before I decide to head out and be a little braver. That was very lucky that I didn't open that door. Where are we? So that leads out to where the main mechanical faces are. I would be worried walking out there that we would immediately be seen by one of them. This is the main entrance here. The faces we saw were when we were looking in were here, here, and here. I would need to make the move when that thing is over there. I guess we should talk about this briefly. The creature has a melee scythe, which, if I recall, does good damage to you. It also has a cannonball launcher, which fires rather quickly. It's a bit inaccurate, but it doesn't really need to be too accurate. It fires very rapidly, if I remember correctly. Like one cannonball every 2 or 3 seconds. And it hurts if you get hit by one of those. I'm actually kind of glad we didn't just disable the little one, because that will arouse a suspicion. of the larger one. We could disable the large one. It would let me get out here, and there's probably loot there. We'll make the attempt to disable it after all. Here comes a little one, though. I think. You have to be careful about where you disable these. If you disable them in a doorway, you're not going to get through them. Didn't hit the boiler. It's 100 gold we just threw away so far. The little one will see this one deactivated and be suspicious at that point. Oh, there's a guard out there too. My goodness, that is heavily guarded. We should disable this as well when it turns around. We know there are mechanical faces outside. We're going to use one of our scouting orbs here. Not like that, we're not. Okay. I think we threw this in here from that door. So we see there are 3 safes here. We know there's a guard who walks into this room. I want to see where he comes from. Looks like we probably could have ran up there and hit the switch in order to turn off the light and make this area easier to navigate. But the guard looked like he stopped by the switch, so he may turn it on again. Do the faces look... I was gonna say, do the faces look in this direction, but I couldn't tell. He walked from the left door and entered this room. He then goes back. He's unlocking the door, so he likely has a key we want. That did not really make things any darker. We can't risk this yet. I need to know if he turns back on the light first. Ooh! Flash bomb. Tim, way to waste one of those. If he doesn't turn on the light, we can go in and mess with the safes that we see here. Remember that the sounds we hear, we're hearing because we're in the other room. I was nervous that there was another small robot on patrol, random patrol, who might enter our room, but that wasn't the case, which is why I stopped the one orb. It was good to verify that it takes 2 water arrows to disable the robot. The little one didn't react at all to it being disabled. I wonder if they react to them being destroyed. I suppose while we're waiting, I'll talk about why I used the moss arrow where I did. My intention was to, when he walked up to the door, listen at the door for which direction he went in, or which direction he would be coming from, so I had a guess as to how I could approach that area. He does not reactivate the light. Healing potion. Interesting thing to keep in a vault, but I guess that would make sense. They're very expensive. All clerks, please refrain from addressing clients by name. Some clients have expressed nervousness that they are known personally, that the details of their finances are available to someone who would recognize them on the street. We must make a point of deliberate impersonality in all our dealings with clients. Sounds like they could use one of these servants that the mechanists are creating. I don't think we can go out there and loot the stacks of coins I see under the front desk yet. I don't know if you can see them, but I can see them on the floor from here. I see 4 of them. But we're not going to be able to do that unless we were to disable the last of the mechanical faces that is over in that direction. This guard walks down this way. Without knowing more about what is where in the bank, I'd rather not knock out this guard as one of our 3. We're going to wait a bit. We also may not be able to reach these safes without the eyes seeing me, or the faces. We'll still make an attempt when the guard leaves the room, after we run up and try to take the key from his belt. Could probably use a moss arrow to help us with that.
What is that smell? Smell like old meat. What the? That can't be. Hey!
Oh no.
Don't make me come find you!
He immediately saw the destroyed guard. Only the key. If we want to open up this area. I made this really hard for ourselves now. I don't know where the guard is. He may be just inside that room now permanently, which would be good to know since we can avoid him easily. But it does mean if that is the case, we have to get past this little robot and the guard who's patrolling distantly there. He's walking back and forth here. I want to wait here till I see the one guard. If he comes from the right-hand side going left, we'll know he's looping. If he doesn't, we'll have to time things a bit differently. I haven't heard a door open yet, by the way. This guy's a long patrol as well, which is good to know. Okay, so he's on a looping patrol somehow. I wonder how... We didn't see him walk this way. I wonder how he does his patrol, since he would have had to walk through the room we were in earlier. So he still doesn't have a key, by the way, that guard. So that means he can't go through that door. Which means he could go through this one. I guess we should have locked that door rather than move away from it. Sounds like we've alerted many of the guards inside the bank.
Heads are gonna roll.
Source, I do not know. Please be warned. I'm a spotted soul. All should hear the words of Garrett. The words of Garrett.
I want a piece of you.
Well, this is extraordinarily bad.
Damn you! This way. We've got trouble.
Parcel. I hear there's a coppermonger on Center Street who's offering good prices for halfpence minted more than 20 years ago. Something about luck charms. Guess the luck of the city's been pretty bad the past couple decades. What you think? The pair of us go through the halfpenny stores after hours tonight. Well, what you are witnessing, everyone, is when I don't know what the level where the guards are, I will run into every imaginable guard at all times.
Did I tell you? As soon as I find you. Ugh. Heads are gonna roll now. You ever wonder, looking at all this, you'll pay for this. Wonder what?
Sure, let's have every single guard in the entire bank realize where I am and that there's an intruder, and make this extraordinarily difficult for me so that I have to kill people. Let's do that, Tim.
I know you're around here somewhere.
This may be the first mission that we have to do over from scratch. Since there's already so many people alerted to the fact that there's an intruder here. Everyone, I think we should just restart the entire mission at this point. This is awful. This has not worked out at all for us. And it takes more than one mine to destroy one of these mechanical guards. We are not even at the most difficult part yet. The vault itself. I have oft wondered these past days why Master Banker Tyler has been in such a disposition. Frequently he comes in late or not at all, and his former liveliness is gone. For weeks now he has seemed to droop and mope, his spirits quite downcast. Though he has passed the prime of his life, not so his career. In time he could rise to a new pinnacle of wealth and power. At first I thought he was forlorn that the bank did not ride the financial winds of change in the city as best it might, that change marks an opportunity for wealth that we might have missed. I thought perhaps Master Tyler erroneously took on a burden for being neglectful, but now I fear that his situation is worse, that misfortune has befallen him or his family.
Didn't that just get replaced this morning?
I guess we're riding this out. This may be a multi. So worst case scenario, everyone. So I'm sorry for breaking the immersion so much this episode as well, but worst case scenario. I mean, we're gonna keep going, just like I said. In Thief the Dark Project, things have gone from bad to worse, and easily this section of the bank knows we're here. But we haven't been caught, so we're going to keep going until it's over. Although, when we are finally caught and killed... we will likely start the mission over from the very beginning. I ran around this. We are in this room. Jordan! I would like there to be some place that I can walk around without having to worry about guards. To security office. We might find a key here. Oh, we might find the power for the faces here. Security office. Interesting they have a bar outside the security office. I guess they feel pretty secure in the bank, or no one here is drinking too much to make them drunk. I think that's not in this room. We're hearing footsteps from some other location. Lobby camera control. I've half a mind to plead with Captain Bluff to ignore his managers and give that damn brother Arthurman what he's got coming. Every time they come from a meeting, Bluff seems like a kettle about to boil over, but he follows his orders and treats Otham with respect. When Otham was in here last week, he was going on about how his metal guards and faces, where to put them properly and such, how we were showing such poor judgment, and Captain Bluff just listened and nodded. In the 6 years I've worked here, not one security breach has occurred. Poor judgment indeed. Brother Othram of the Mechanists, Angel Watch, Dayport. Captain Blof. First City Bank and Trust Guard, 100 Gentry Boulevard, North Quarter. Captain Blof. Fact. The security of thy bank is double, nay, tenfold what 'twas about a few months ago, and thou art paying fewer human guards for their fallible efforts. Thou owest this fact to us, for we of the Mechanist Order do believe in generosity, e'en more when it opens the eyes of commoners to the values of our goodly innovations, though the situation is not one of mutual benefit. Therefore it didst pain me greatly to read that thou believest the level of bank security at present to be enough. The plan I outlined to thee most assuredly called for more security machines, and for greater care and deployment than thou hast currently there. We of the Mechanist Order shall feel sufficiently confident in the safety of our valuables only when no humans be employed by the bank for this purpose. In particular, thou dost continue to protect the proposed changes to the vault door, so I shall take now the time to give thee a most full explanation of why it must be replaced. As previously stated, thy current time lock is a security risk because 'tis external to the vault. When 'twas installed, the Hammerites chose to compromise security in this way, for it would be impossible to even open the vault again in the event that the time lock experienced some failure. However, Mechanist engineering far exceeds that of the Hammers, and thusly our time lock hath many redundant timing mechanisms, any which can complete to bring about the opening of thy vault door. If 'tis too complex for thee, thou simply need to understand this. Currently 'tis possible to manipulate the time lock to cause the vault to open ahead of schedule. The new vault lock will not be so grievously flawed, and there will be no chance of critical mechanical failure. Within a month we shall send a team of engineers to thy bank for to upgrade the time lock and inspect thy security placement. I expect there shall be no further issues. Thy patrons and managers shall no doubt be pleased at the increase in security. Sincerely, Brother Orthram. So we need to figure out where that time lock is. No one's walking in here again. We've already knocked out the guard. So this only shuts down the lobby faces. Still, that will let us go down there and pilfer the coins we saw earlier, but that's going to be a great deal more dangerous now than it had been earlier. I'm also going to go and fetch the body and put it in that room. They're still looking for me. The good news about being detected is I'm not going to feel as guilty destroying these machines as I otherwise would have. I feel like we wasted, however, 2 of our minds. Panicking. and not having as much money as I would have liked to have had before the mission began. It's going to be very costly for us. So we know no one enters the rooms we were in, or if they do, they're on a super long patrol. But I could have sworn we saw a guard walking down this tiled passageway at some point. And that looks like a trap if I've ever seen one. Those two off-color panels on the floor. To the security office. Faces, if they sound the alarm, often have something that they're going to activate when they do so. In the case downstairs, when we were seen by one of them, the cannon mechanism, the turret, began firing at us. I want to say that these ones shut these entryways with a cutlass, and other turrets activate down the hallways. You can destroy the faces, if I recall correctly, with a fire arrow. We can also try running across this, which is what we're going to do. I do not know. I think that when they go back to green, they open those doors again. Okay, and they have. That sound is them being suspicious because they have great detection, these things. they see extraordinarily well,
I do not know.
but they cannot hear very well. Okay. We're going to want to look down this passage. I do not see a cable going to these. I feel like we need to destroy one of them, so we're going to try that. And we'll make it this one. Now we just need to wait till this one looks away. Flare hidden under that desk. And I know there's a secret here, but I don't remember how to open it. I know there's something there, but I can't remember. And we've been playing for an hour, everyone, so we should stop here. I'm surprised we haven't died yet, to be quite honest. But we went from running around the entire bank being, well, not the entire bank, but a good portion, some of the bank. But we avoided dying, thanks to duck and weaving, and thanks to 2 rope arrows. So when we come back, we'll pick up where we left off. And I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone.